What's up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you another video to my channel. And anyways, guys, you know it's Tuesday, so it's time for those Q&As you guys love so much. If you guys want to ask questions for the next Q&A, description box down below with all the details on how you can ask me questions for the Q&A. That's just it. That's how I'm going to accept the questions. Now, let's get started with these questions. No Twitter questions this week, which kind of upsetted me, but it's okay. It's okay. Final Limits kicks this one off asking thoughts on Maria Menounos. And I like Maria Menounos. And I know a lot of wrestling fans are not really big fans of her, but she does a really good job in the entertainment world. I really think she is someone that really cares about what people want to hear about in entertainment. I really like how she started up AfterBuzz TV. I feel she has done a great job with AfterBuzz TV. I listen to AfterBuzz TV a lot, especially with a lot of my favorite shows. It's a great podcasting type network. I'd be interested to join in myself. Hell, they talk about WWE wrestling, so of course I really do like it. I think she loves the wrestling business a lot too, so I can respect that Maria Menounos. And in all honesty, I really do like Maria Menounos as a host, as an entertainer, and just in general. I'm waiting for her reality show, or waiting to catch up on a reality show. I really do like her. And the second question is, what if Taker lost to Cena at Mania instead of Bork Laser? How pissed off do you think I'd be? You'd be really pissed off, Final Limits. I would kind of be afraid for John Cena that you might try to go kill him. That's how pissed off I think you would be. I'm not sure, but that's just a guess that I'm putting out there, that you would try to go find Cena and his mansion in Tampa, Florida, and burn it down or something. You would be really upset. I think you would also stop watching wrestling for a good long while. Probably like you would stop watching WWE for a long time, and probably not even keep up with WWE anymore. That's what I'm guessing. All right, so this is where the Q&A is kind of going to get a little bit controversial here, and it's not anything that, you know, I'm going to answer. Leon Pasquale and Lonelo, you know, they asked the video go about black people, and I pretty much did not answer any of those questions because I'm not a racist, and I'm just going to be straight up here. I answer a lot of questions. Sometimes there's really crazy questions that I do answer on these Q&As. But one thing I'm not going to answer is questions offending race. That is just it. I'm not going to offend anyone here in these Q&As. That's not the whole point of these Q&As. The whole point of the Q&As is for you guys to ask me questions that relate to wrestling, that relate to sports, that relate to entertainment, that relate to video games, that relate to anything else in this world. I am not going to touch on race. I am not. I'm sorry. I sent Leon and Lola Noel personal messages back and saying, hey, if you want to change up your questions, you go right ahead. I have no problem with that. You guys can still ask me questions. I am not going to block you or do any of that BS. You guys can ask me any questions. I am just not going to answer these questions if black people are sensitive. Or when you talk about one of my friends on YouTube in Nature Girl 30, I am not going to answer those type of questions. I'm sorry. That's just not me. I have no problem with black people. I really don't. So, you ask a question, and it has to involve with any certain race whatsoever, I probably won't answer that question, and I'll probably PM you back and say to you, hey, please change your question. And Jal Pipicow, he sent a message, you know, being upset at Leon for attacking the Lexman. Pipicow and Leon, you guys both have YouTubes. You both probably have Twitters. Communicate on there, not on my videos. I sent Jal a PM2 saying, hey, you know, you can change your questions if you want. I understand, Jal. You get upset when people attack the Lexman. I understand you're a Lexman fan. But don't try to bring it onto my videos. You get what I'm saying? I'm not calling you or anyone else a racist. I don't think Lonelo or Leon are racist. Maybe they just really want to know why black people are like these type of people. But I'm not going to answer any of those questions in my Q&As. There's many other people in the world that probably will answer them, but I'm not one of them. That's just it. Any questions referring to any sort of race whatsoever will not be answered on these Q&As. And I'm just making that clear to everybody right now. I liked what Final Limits asked in these two questions. These were two good questions. Those are questions I will be fine to answer. And there's other examples of questions you can ask on this Q&A from all the other people who send in questions to these Q&As. That's all I'm going to say about that subject. Let's move on to Railed Herald, who asked a question. I am Railed Herald, king of the jungle of Nigeria. Yes! Real Hero question number 1. Why does Chase Oliver 68 only accept 2 questions instead of 3 like Chase Oliver 68 used to? Asked by Railed Herald. The reason why I only accept 2 questions now, Railed Herald, is that at first I felt like there was a copyright strike on my channel where I could not produce longer videos and produce them up to the 20 to 30 minutes like I used to with these Q&As, because the Q&As tend to go longer because there's some questions that are really good where I have to go really, really in depth into, and not every question is going to be a short bang bang answer. Uh, I think also with the 2 questions, it makes people be more creative than 3 questions, because with 3 questions, you can ask almost anything, and soon enough, you're going to just run out of questions to ask overall as a whole. With 2 questions, you have to think of really 2 good questions every week and try to get, what you think is the best questions. And I could change it back to 3, but I honestly like 2 questions a little bit more. It makes the PMs much more smaller for me, so I can read them a little bit easier. And there's not a lot of words for me to read. I don't have the best vision in the world. If I ever do this in my video, it's because I can't read shit. I have terrible eye vision. I can cross my eyes right now. You can see one eye staying there. I have a lazy eye. So it makes it easier on me for the 2 questions. Maybe there will be like a super Q&A edition. I'll announce those where there can be 3 questions. But for now, 2 questions and 3 Q&A questions may come back like once every blue moon. It'll be like a special event type of deal. Rail Hero question number 2. Why did Chase Oliver 68 gain 240 pounds in the first place? Since Chase Oliver 68 said that Chase Oliver 68 is 215 now, how did Chase Oliver 68 lose all the weight? Asked by Rail Herald. I did not gain 240 pounds. I was 230 pounds. I can understand if you heard 40 instead of 30. My speech is not really the best type of speech in the world. I was 230 pounds. I know I know a lot of people are probably shocked by that. I don't look like I'm like 230 pounds, but I was 230 pounds around, October, December. I was 230 pounds, and then once New Year hit, I just remember I just said to myself, "Fuck it, I'm going to change." And I've changed for the better. I've lost 15 pounds since then. I've been running a lot more, and really, to be honest, because what I was doing before and how I gained that weight was that I was eating a lot. I was still doing like a workout trying to gain muscle type of deal. At first I wanted to get lean, but then I said maybe I should pack on a few extra pounds just to get ripped and stuff like that. And I was doing a lot of heavy lifting, not a lot of cardio back then. And so I was just kind of gaining weight and I was just eating a lot. And then with college and just the amount of time you're staying up, you eat past the time you should. I was just getting really unhealthy, and then I just woke up around the New Year's time and said, it's time for me to start setting a bedtime. It's time for me to actually get my shit into together. I've dropped 15 pounds since then. I'm looking to be 180. That's my goal weight. Not anytime soon, but hopefully like 180 by next February. It's really hard to sometimes find time to work out. I sometimes have to work out late at night, which is not my preference, but I have to do it. But I've been losing the weight mainly because of cardio and good dieting. I lay off a lot of meat. Don't eat that much bread anymore. Kind of like almost like a pseudo vegetarian where I eat a lot of vegetables and fruits and all that other type of stuff. So I eat very, very clean now. And diet is a lot of importance. You get fit in the gym and you lose weight in the kitchen. That's a saying that I heard before, and I truly believe in that saying. So get fit in the gym, lose weight in the kitchen, or you can gain weight in the kitchen. It depends on how you eat. So right now I'm 215. I haven't weighed myself in a while, so I'm probably like 210 right now. But yeah, I've lost a lot of weight. So you can even go look back in my previous videos, like in the October and December range, that I was kind of a little bit chunkier. But yeah, I was a little fatty, but now I'm trying to lose the weight. This was Jal Pickal's question. Keen Romeo asked, why do wrestlers shave their armpit hairs and chest hairs and calves hairs? Why male wrestlers, I mean? I think they do it just because, I don't know if you're talking about actual, like, amateur wrestlers. I never had to do that when I was an amateur wrestler. But I think with male wrestlers, it's because they want to look clean and they want to look fresh. That's the only reason why I could say it, because you wouldn't want someone to look like a grizzly bear at all on TV on the HD cam. I mean, I think wrestlers are even worried when they have pimples on their face because they don't want to capture that on HD whatsoever. You don't want to capture freaking white big old pimples on your face. Nah, I think they try to look as clean as possible, and maybe also because it was like with baby oil it was hard to put on with the armpits. That's the only reason I could really come up with why they shaved their armpits and hairs. And what did you think of Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole match at WrestleMania 27? It went on for far too damn long. They extended that damn match way too damn long, man. I'm sorry, man. It was terrible because the match should have just been simple. Jerry Lawler beats the shit out of Michael Cole. We get a stunner by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Jerry Lawler wins 1, 2, damn 3. That's it. But no, they extend this match to be a time filler, and it was really, really boring. And honestly, it hurts WrestleMania 27 as a whole. WrestleMania 27 to me is one of the worst WrestleManias in a while. And it hurts it as a whole just because that match was just garbage. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't like a fun little entertaining feud that lasted a quick segment. Like, think of Taz and Jerry Lawler at One Night Stand. How boring would that match have been if Jerry Lawler and Taz actually wrestled a full match? It would have been bad. It would have been boring. No one would have cared. It was good that Taz came in quick and just hit into Taz mission, and that was it. And Joey Styles got involved too. I mean, in all honesty, they made that match way too long than it should have been. And honestly, I feel like I'm talking about this match way too long than I should have. A terrible garbage match, man. Cornello Ranello asks, what happened to Anito? I saw a photo of her on Twitter, and she looks like an emo as fuck. Why? I haven't talked to Anito in a while. We used to be close when she was around making videos, but you know, I try to Facebook with her every once in a while, see what she's doing in school. I don't know what happened to her. Maybe people change. So that's my answer. I don't know what happened to her. I wish I could tell you. Do you think CM Punk is a fucking coward for walking the fuck away? Yep. He is a coward. He could not face the consequences that were heading his way, so he whined and bitched and walked away. Kazuya Mishima asked, I hope I pronounced that right. What do you think of Final Fantasy 13? Why do you hate it or like it in full detail? I'm not going to go into really full detail about Final Fantasy 13. I don't know if you're asking about the series or just a solo game itself. I've seen playthroughs of Final Fantasy 13. I personally have not really played it all too much. I know the story of it. It's very convoluted story. I can tell you that. I really like what I've seen so far about the gameplay of it. It looks much more different than the original Final Fantasy, but I haven't had too much hands-on experience with it. I haven't really played it all that much. I can't really go into full details. That's why, because it'd be unfair for me saying, oh, I hate this game, but I never really played it or beat it. I played it probably once or twice, and that's it. And it's not because I lost interest in the game. It's just because Final Fantasy is not really my type of genre. Like, it's funny. I like Kingdom Hearts, but I don't really like Final Fantasy. I don't know. Maybe my brain's wired differently. Maybe because the Disney characters add life to the Square Enix characters in my eyes. You know, I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy in general. I think I told Final Limits my favorite is 6 or 4. One of those two are my favorite Final Fantasies when it comes down to it. 13 to me, it's just, the story is just really bad from what I've seen from gameplay videos. If you want me to answer about the story, I hate the story. I don't think the story makes any sense in any of the games. You know, I like watching stories in games. That's what I love about, you know, the Let's Plays on YouTube. It lets me see how a game progresses without me actually having to waste time and play it myself. Instead, I can waste time and watch someone play it instead, no matter how much I cringe after playing it really, really bad sometimes. But I can't really give you a full answer of it. And do you think that Wendy's girl from the commercial is hot? And do you think she looks like Vanille from Final Fantasy 13? The Wendy's girl from the commercial is hot. Does she look like Vanille? Maybe if her hair was a little bit lighter and she had little pigtails. Sure, maybe. But I don't think she looks too much like Vanille at all. The facial structure is not the same, man. I don't think she looks like Vanille at all. But she is hot. The Wendy's girl is hot. Kamari Ronzo asks, does Shia LaBeouf remind you of CM Punk attitude-wise, being that they're both cool douchebags? That's a very good comparison there, but I think with Shia LaBeouf, it's not like he's a cool douchebag. I think he's just a douche in general. I mean, this dude yells at his neighbors for parking their car wrong. I mean, this guy gets angry. This guy gets angry about every little thing that happens in his damn neighborhood. Shia LaBeouf does not like anyone in his damn neighborhood. He gets angry about everything. Are they probably same attitude-wise, most likely, but I feel CM Punk is more of a cooler douchebag. Like, you can handle his douchebaggery to some degree. With Shia LaBeouf, I just think that he's an ultra douche. Like, he probably acts like an ultra douche from what I've heard. I mean, Yeah, I know Punk has had his moments, you know, saying to a fan, "You have a vagina" and all that other stuff, but I just think Punk is more of a cooler douchebag than Shia LaBeouf. I think at the end of the day, if you're a douchebag, that's not a good thing. But I do think CM Punk's probably a cooler douchebag than Shia LaBeouf. I think they're kind of different. And can you flex for the camera so we can see? All right. My arms are not really that fucking big. So there you have it. Little lump right here. You can tell this is mostly muscle, some fat. Here's a side view of it. There you go. And I chose the arm with the tattoo. I don't know why. Tries and all the other stuff. I don't know if this is enough flexing for you. I know my arms are not toned. Just know I used to play offensive line, and I got to get back into shape. So that was a lot worse. Probably like I said in November or December. That's more of a request than a question, Kamari. You could have asked another question than that one. But anyways, Roy Poon asks, would Steen versus Taker have been better at Mania in 2004 or 2005 than if it ever happened in the present? Yes, both years would have been much more better because Steen at least could still wrestle a match without wearing a t-shirt and still has somewhat crowd control and psychology. And not only that, is still a better performer. And you could argue Undertaker, you know, he was doing really well in 2004 and 2005, and it was one of his better years when it came to movement in the ring. I feel like Undertaker, his production level of ring work, and it's nothing against the Undertaker, but when he stopped being as mobile as he used to be, was coming down in 2007. That's when injuries after injuries would pile on the Undertaker. It was just hard for him to really go out there and perform on a week in and week out basis. If it happened now in the present, it would still be a mark out moment, and I think fans would really be interested in the match. But overall, I don't think that it would be good today compared if they were wrestling in 2004 and 2005. And not to mention a Sting in 2004, 2005, he's still a big wrestling name. It's not like Sting is forgotten. I mean, Sting is still a guy that's still fresh in a lot of wrestling fans' minds. And hell, you know, a lot of people who stopped watching wrestling in most likely the 2002 and 2003 era would probably be more willing to come back to watch a younger Sting, you know, the Sting that was in WCW, go on a face-off Undertaker in that time frame. I mean, yeah, you know, people would tune in to see Undertaker versus Sting if it happened today, but it wouldn't be as big as if it was in 2004 and 2005 when Sting was still considered one of the top professional wrestlers in the industry. So you make very good, fair points about that. Yes, I really like that question. Great question, Roy Poon. What wrestlers do you think can play the role of a video game character? If from any video game series, it can be any wrestler, even indie wrestlers, if WWE decided to attract hardcore gamers. They did it in Virtual Fighter, where they pretty much got a Rey Mysterio ripoff. Rey Mysterio would be a good character in fighting games, mainly because of the moves that he can do to Hurricanranas. I think it'd be interesting and, you know, it would be a fun little character for him to try out. Undertaker would definitely be a fun little character to play in like a Resident Evil type of game. I would probably say the Undertaker character would work well, or maybe Undertaker as a final boss. I feel The Rock right now, of his size and shape, you can put him in any video game, and you can almost make that video game like 10 times credible just because it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Would it be a really great video game? I don't know. It'd be like his movie subpar at best, but you know, you can put him in an action video game, and I think he can do well. Those are really three guys that come into mind. I don't know. Maybe you could, maybe Kofi Kingston with the dreads. You can put him in a bobsledding video game, or you could put him as a racer in a racing video game. I can see Kofi Kingston doing good voice acting for that. I don't know. Really, to be honest, I don't know what you would do with a lot of the wrestlers in hardcore gaming. So I gave you some good examples there. I hope they were good enough for you. So there you go, man. Great questions, man. Cavello85 asks, and he's the final question. Hello, Chase. Long time to leave you a question. When WWE did their tribute to Ultimate Warrior, I feel like other former wrestlers like Randy Savage, Umaga, Viscera, and others should have got a 10-bell salute with wrestlers on stage in memory. I want to ask, should WWE pay tribute to other wrestlers in the same manner because how they bust their ass, leave sweat and tears in the ring, and not to mention leave their families for the wrestling business that they love? That's a very good question. To me personally, and I understand, but like, if Scotty 2 Hotty died today, should we really tribute the career that he had? I mean, I would be sad because I love Too Cool, but should he get a 10-bell salute like he was a game changer to the company? Now, Macho Man, yes, I really feel like he should get a 10-bell salute. But honestly, I feel WWE can do a great video package for the superstar and just have in memory of, I feel that's them doing a great job with the tributes. Um, that I really don't know how to fully answer this question because it would be nice if guys like Test and Umaga did get proper respect. But at the end of the day, what did Test accomplish for the WWE? Yes, you could say, well, Test, he would have been that guy if Triple H didn't pork Stephanie first. But Test, really, to be honest, when he would give chance after chance after chance, he didn't really do much with those chances. You look at Umaga, a monster character for the WWE, but he's really, to be honest, just a standard monster that the WWE tried to force down our throats and didn't really work out that much. Macho Man Randy Savage, I would say, yeah, he should deserve a 10-bell salute. He was someone that was a game changer for the company, someone that was unique and fresh from the Hulk Hogan at the time. I mean, not as big as what Ultimate Warrior was, where Ultimate Warrior overtook Hogan in popularity, but for all the people who weren't Hogan fans and weren't watching Ric Flair back in the NWA, you looked at Macho Man as your guy. So, yes, I would probably say Macho Man, is a guy that deserves a 10-bell salute, but not like every wrestler that dies, they deserve a 10-bell salute. I feel that if anything, if the guy is on the current roster, you just play a video package. Like, I know it sounds dickish of me, and I know people are going to be mad about what I say here, but like I said, it's like certain guys who game change the business, I feel deserve it, but not guys that, pretty much did not help the business change at all. That's really what I say about it. And also, don't forget, it's based on if you're on good terms with the WWE. Like I said, if they do a video package highlighting the dude's career and actually put a good effort into it, I say that's good enough for me at the end of the day. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, keep asking the questions for the Q&A. Comment down below if any questions intrigued you in this Q&A. If there's any questions that you liked in this Q&A, give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. Check out the website chillinwithchase.com. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoy your Tuesday. Peace!